Somewhere in your billing system right now, there is a bucket of claims steadily aging past the 60-day mark. Every day those files sit there stacking up, the odds of actually collecting the revenue attached to them go down. Standard benchmarks keep AR over 90 days below 20%. Currently, the average practice hits 36%, nearly double the limit. Over a 120-day cycle, collection probability plummets below 50%. Simultaneously, write-off risk quadruples compared to a 30-day resolution. This is revenue evaporation. Once a commercial payer's timely filing window closes, that money is permanently gone. There is no appeal and no workaround. For the average medical practice, unworked aging claims quietly drain $50,000 to $200,000 in recoverable revenue every single year. When a practice sees those numbers, the immediate assumption is that the billing team is failing. But the underlying issue rarely has anything to do with staff competence. The real problem is a capacity trap. Standard billers must split their time between a smooth, fast path for new claim submissions and a tangled process of navigating unique payer portals and changing rules to rescue old denials. What gets overlooked is the administrative labor already sunk into those stalled claims. Industry data shows every unworked denial carries between $25 and $118 in staff time from the initial submission. When a claim dies in the queue, you lose both the expected revenue and the money you already spent trying to get it. Because the daily influx of new submissions always takes priority, standard workflows guarantee the aged queue will fall behind. A single biller taking a week of vacation creates a permanent revenue vacuum that a stretch team can never quite clear. Fixing this requires a structural change in how labor is assigned. Practices must stop forcing a single team to balance two completely conflicting workflows. Instead of splitting attention, the most effective approach is a strict division of labor. You keep your in-house team focused entirely on new submissions, and you hand the aged accounts receivable to a dedicated credentialed team that exclusively works the backlog. This secondary team does not operate in a silo. They work natively inside your existing electronic medical record system. They learn your specific payer mix and manage the unique portal logins directly, without requiring clunky external workarounds. Separating these workflows allows a practice to finally resolve the capacity gap. It ensures that while your team handles new business, a dedicated resource is constantly working to beat the timely filing deadlines before your revenue expires. We can see how this functions by looking at the triage framework. This AI-augmented funnel categorizes decaying claims by dollar value, payer type, and urgency, sorting them into 3 distinct buckets. The first pathway handles claims aged 60 to 90 days. These are typically still within the appeal window. Focused follow-up calls and correct documentation recover a high percentage of this revenue with minimal friction. The middle pathway targets the 90 to 120-day bucket. As the appeal window rapidly closes here, the team executes aggressive, precision appeals tailored to each specific payer's documentation rules. The final, narrowest pathway is the 120-plus-day graveyard. Because collection odds are so low at this stage, highly specialized triage filters out expired claims and salvages only the remaining workable, high-value files. Every phone call, portal login, and appeal across all 3 of these buckets is logged. Practice managers track the exact throughput and actions on a transparent weekly performance dashboard. Attacking the backlog with this bucket-specific, targeted workflow recovers significantly more revenue per staff hour than simply guessing which chronological claims to work on next. The operational benefits are clear, but the decision to outsource ultimately comes down to the direct economic cost of in-house recovery versus a dedicated partner. Maintaining a full-time in-house AR specialist costs up to $75,000 yearly, plus turnover risks. Staffingly provides a dedicated color for $399 weekly, under $21,000 annually, revealing a massive $54,000 delta in direct savings. That reduced cost maintains strict quality standards. Because the human team is supported by predictive validation tools, error rates stay below 1%, all while strictly adhering to SOC 2 and HIPAA compliance protocols. Getting started is a fast, structured process. Within a 14-day go-live window, the team establishes secure access to your electronic medical records and actively begins pulling revenue out of your aged buckets. Unworked accounts receivable is an expensive timer steadily ticking toward zero. The financial drain of leaving those older buckets unworked will always eclipse the cost of recovering them. Start your risk-free pilot with Staffingly today, before more of your hard-earned revenue permanently vanishes.